Hey everybody, Chris with Up North Air Gunner. So hey, back in my Army days, I was an M1A1 Abrams main battle tank gunner. And I'll tell you what, best 8 years of my life. I had so much fun shooting that tank. Everything from the Coax 240 machine gun to the main gun to the 50 cal on top. I tell you what, I absolutely loved that tank, except when it didn't work, and then I absolutely hated it. So on the Abrams tank, it has a 120 millimeter main cannon. And so typically we shot heat rounds and sabot rounds. So heat rounds were for personnel carriers. So sabot rounds were for tank warfare, tank on tank. But the one thing I never got a chance to shoot was the Beehive. So yeah, the Beehive round is something that I actually never got a chance to train with. I just heard about it. I've seen YouTube videos of it. And you know what? It has always been a dream for me to shoot the Beehive out of the 120 millimeter main battle tank cannon out of the Abrams. Never had a chance to do it. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to take that opportunity back. So anyway, that's why I'm calling this the Air Force Texan Beehive Project. Kind of looking back at my glory days of the Army. Anyway, basically what it is, I'm trying to build a shotgun. I'm trying to build a shotgun so I can go hunting turkey here in Michigan since they've changed the regulations. I think I'm onto something here. 410 barrel, you're going to laugh. Doesn't that seem a little small for turkey? But I want you to do something. Go out and Google tungsten super shot. And specifically, I want you to go out and Google Federal's 410 tungsten super shot. So based on my research, what I have found that with Federal's new 410 shotgun shell, they are claiming that it's basically like shooting a number 4 lead, but in a number 9 shot size. If you know anything about shotgun shells, that's amazing. If you're able to sling 350 BBs downrange and have the same knockdown power as a number 4 shot, which with a number 4 you'd maybe have like about 150 or 160, that's double the shot, same amount of energy as a number 4. That basically just turns the 410 into a turkey gun and possibly even a coyote gun close range. So basically what this is a 410 shotgun barrel mounted into the 45 Texan. And I'm just actually out here today to see what it'll do. It's either gonna valve dump on me or who knows. I'm not even sure what it's gonna do. I've been going back and forth with Brian from Lethal Air on this project, and basically what has spurred this is that here in Michigan, they've actually kind of revised some of the language in the hunting regulations. So the way they simplify the regulations is that air guns can be used for all species and all means of take that you can use for firearms, but the air gun has to follow the same specifications as the same ammo sizes. So for example, actually the reason why I'm doing this at all is for turkey hunting. So in Michigan, you can only hunt turkeys with shotguns, size number 4 or smaller, or with crossbows or archery equipment. So you can't use rifles. So in order to be able to use an air gun, you got to use a shotgun. So I've got the Air Force Texan 45, probably one of the strongest valves out there on the market. And I approached Brian at Lethal Air and I said, hey man, if I got a hold of a 410 smoothbore blank, would you be able to work it up into a Texan 45 for me? So yep, Brian did that. Basically did all the machine work for me, got the bushings in there. Right now, I really don't have a good way of loading it, to be quite honest. I tried to make some paper cartridges like musket style that would actually go into the breech. So, but the problem, as you can see with the Air Force Texan, is that there's basically maybe like an inch there or so between the valve top hat and the barrel. So really you can't put enough shot into a cartridge to really make it worth your while. I mean, you could probably maybe put, you know, a quarter to a half ounce of shot, but for turkey, I want to be shooting, you know, 3/4, maybe even an ounce if I can. So what I'm using today is number 9 tungsten shot. But with this, you're carrying, I think they said something like 50 to 60% more foot-pounds of energy with the shot as compared to lead. So basically you can move down all the way down to a number 9 and have the same knockdown power on a turkey as a number 4 shot. You know, who knows? We're gonna see what kind of velocity this gets. So right now this isn't choked at all. This is just a straight walled cylinder bore, straight wall shotgun barrel 410. I do have 2 shotgun chokes on the way. I've got one modified choke and one extra full choke on the way. I'm going to have those installed on here, so that'll tighten that up quite a bit, probably double the distance that I can shoot. But right now I'm just getting some velocity readings with nothing special with this. This is just straight 45 valve stock, no tweaks to it, nothing. 3,000 PSI. Well, I need to charge that back. I'm at 2,500. So I'll shoot it at 3,000 PSI, and yeah, let's just see what it'll do. Here we go. All right, here we go. Air Force Texan Beehive Project, 410 shotgun barrel with stock 45 Texan valve. Here we go. Woo! 829, baby. I will take that. Yeah, so it's obviously sealing pretty good. Had enough wad material in there to seal the barrel. 829 feet per second with a 3/4 ounce shot. That's quite a few BBs, folks. All right, so for our first test, I mean, since this is a smooth cylinder bore shotgun barrel, I know it's not gonna pattern very tightly. I'm gonna try this at about 15 yards. I would call that a close turkey shot. Notice there's no shot on the paper. You read a lot online about guys missing a lot of these shots. Turkeys coming in like right on them, 10, 12, 15 yards away. When you're shooting a true turkey gun, 12 gauge, fully choked barrel, yeah, Magnum shotgun shells, that pattern is pretty darn tight. I mean, you see guys taking shots 40, 50 yards down range. So the problem with that though is you've got like a 1-inch shot pattern at 10 yards. So you better be spot on that head or you're gonna miss. So you read a lot about guys missing 10 yards, 15 yards. I definitely want to choke this down a little bit with that modified choke and the full choke that I'm gonna get. The style I got is actually, it's kind of cool. I'm gonna be using it from a Mossberg bolt action shotgun. It screws on the barrel versus in the barrel. So the reason why I'm doing that is this tungsten shot is really hard, and I've read that it can really beat up on chokes, chip them up, beat them up really bad. So yeah, that choke's actually gonna go on the outside and choke that barrel down. So anyway, let's see what this is gonna do. I'm gonna do 15 yards. It was 830 feet per second before. I'm hoping if I can get like a, like a 15-inch pattern, maybe better at 15 yards. We'll see. So anyway, here we go. Let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. 15 yards. Air Force Texan Beehive Project. Shot pattern test number 1. Woo! See what it does. Yeah. It's pretty open at 15 yards, but it's a dead turkey right there. You gotta remember, when you're hunting turkey, you're not going for a body shot. You're really shooting for the head. So really only one of these pellets needs to penetrate the head, the neck, spinal area. So yeah, I'm aiming center mass right here. I've got decent amount of grouping here. I mean, that's all. It's a dead turkey at 15 yards, but yeah, I really think I need to choke this down. I mean, what is that? It's like a 14. We'll call that we'll call it like 15-inch pattern. At 15 yards. So yeah, really no reason for me to back up any further than that. So all right, so there it is, Air Force Texan Beehive Project. I'd call that a very good first day of testing. Definitely it's going to be a challenge to figure out a way to load this. I'm probably going to turn this into a permanent muzzleloader situation so that way I can turkey hunt with it. Hey, you know what? How often are you going to get a follow-up shot on a turkey when you're turkey hunting? I know I don't. It's either I get them or I miss them. So I think the best way to load this is going to be from the muzzle, some kind of ramrod system into this, making sure there's a pin in the barrel so I don't ram the ramrod into the valve and impale myself with a ramrod. Anyway, I'm really happy with the velocity. So as far as if you calculate the foot-pounds of energy that's carrying with tungsten, do the math. That's like a number 4 shot, but with that many BBs. So this has got as much shot as maybe like a 20 gauge or a 16 gauge. I know, but it's sure a heck of a lot more than a number 4 410. There's no way I would go hunting with a number 9 lead for turkey, but maybe a number 4 for turkey, but you're just not gonna get the shot pattern you need. Throw in that tungsten, you're gonna have the number of shot that you need, you're gonna have the knockdown power. early testing on the Air Force Texan Beehive projects, looking pretty good. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get this thing choked. Let's see what we can do later on. Thanks for joining me.